Whoa, back up here. Hey, guess who? Batman and Robin. No, it's not Batman and Robin. I'm Bobby. That's Maggie. Welcome back to Life Odysseys. Glad you're here. First things first, subscribe, hit the like button, hit the share button. Do all those things. It doesn't cost anything, helps the channel out, does me and Batman or Robin here a big favor. Ain't that right? That's Maggie. Ain't that right, Maggie? But anywho, I'm glad you're here. Today, I'm going to give an update on the fence clearing project that I'm working on. Few things I need to discuss there. And there's a couple stories I'm going to tell that's kind of fooling with this brush and cutting this stuff down next to the fence kind of brings back memories and stories. But we're going to get into all that here in just a minute. But it's pretty nice out here today in eastern Kentucky. Can't complain. I got quite a bit of mess I want to show you. I'm probably going to go and get the chipper and start chipping some of that stuff. I'm not going to bore you too much with the chipping stuff. I may do a little bit and fast forward it, but other than that, that's going to be about it. But I had my first encounter yesterday with a copperhead snake. That was, I figured, I talked in my other videos that there's no way in the world I was going to be able to clear this without encountering some kind of snake or whatever. Run across another bee's nest. It wasn't too aggressive like the first one I dealt with. But me and Maggie's going to pull up here and get out. And we'll talk about it a little bit and go from there. So stay tuned, folks, because it's going to get pretty interesting here. I'll be right back. Oh, wrong way. See ya. Welcome back, everybody. We're down here. We're close to where the fence project is. We're going to take a little walk, do a little talking. Maggie, you want to get out? Maggie, you want to get out? Come on. Let me help this partner in crime out here. Oh. All right. So there's what we have. I've been working on this for a while. That was all overgrown with some small trees and stuff in it. Got all that cut down. And I don't know if you've seen the video. Stay with me, Maggie. Seen the video, me having a bees problem right in here. Dealt with that. But just trying to give you an update on where I'm at on this project. I got all this cut all the way down to the gate. I'll show you. All the way down there to that gate, if you can see it on video. On this side of that barbed wire fence, I got it all cut. So, yeah. A little bit of work. As you can see, I got a heck of a mess here. Brush laying everywhere. My plan is to bring the chipper down here and park along the driveway here and shoot the chips over in the woods. I'm going to do that here in a little bit. You know, got some up there I got cleaned. I got one spot right here on the other side of the fence I want to try to get done before, you know, and stop right here at this tree for now. And here I'm going to tell you why. Yesterday, I was on the other side of the fence, about where that fence post is. And really, I'm really lucky that I was using my Milwaukee hedge trimmer attachment because it's kind of long. So I'd go down through there and cut all them vines and get it close, you know, cut close to the ground. Well, I was moving along there, just doing my thing. And all of a sudden, whammo, there was a copperhead snake. I got a picture of it, but I don't know if I'll post it because it's not really a very good picture. But yeah, encountered my first poisonous snake since I've moved down here in 2021. And I'm sure there's a whole hell of a lot more than that. But anywho, I can't believe I didn't cut him in half or whatever with that hedge trimmer. But it kind of scared him a little bit, and he, rustled off there on this side of the fence a little bit. Well, right in through here, this was completely covered, very thick, right on the other side of the fence here, this barbed wire fence. And I think that's where he was living. And so I kind of drove him down in that area. I took a break, come back, and Maggie, I got to pay attention to Maggie. She likes rolling and stuff. Anyways, I come back, started working on that again, and encountered him again. There he was. So I kept messing with him a little bit. Finally, he took off and went up this way. He got up here about, I don't know, close to this other part where I want to clean, and burrowed his way down underneath some brush, or grass and stuff that I cut. And the scary part of it is, where he went, you would never know he was there. Like if you was just walking up there, you'd walk right on him and didn't know it. So when I started this project, Christine told me, she says, you probably should wait till fall when it cools off and stuff to do this, which, I'm hard-headed. Once I get something in my head, I guess that's a Bowser thing. I just wanted to do it and get it done. Well, I think I've changed my tune ever since yesterday. Last thing I want to do is get bit by a snake. I don't need them problems. That'll hem me up. Just don't need it. Maggie being a beagle sniffing around. So the problem with it is this spot right here is not very big, if you can see it. I really, really would like to get that done and then let the rest go. But then you know what they say. better, I don't know what I'm going to do. I just don't know what I'm going to do. I guess the jury's still out on that. Anyways, this whole deal here kind of reminds me of stories when I was younger. And let me turn you back. Yeah. Back in the day, Dad heated his front shop with firewood. And in the fall and during the winter months, we cut a lot of firewood back in the day. Piles of it. And then he ended up building a log splitter. And, well, one thing led to another. Maggie, come on, get down here. Maggie, come on, let's go. Come on. That's the last thing I need too, is for a dog get bit. I'm back. I had to put her in the general. Yeah, I don't need them issues. I don't want to lose my dog over some snake. So where was I? Oh, cutting firewood. Man, we cut a lot of firewood back in the day. I mean, lots. Split a lot because he burned wood up there in his shop. He had a fuel oil furnace, but just didn't have the money to buy the fuel. So he burnt wood. Our back shop where we did body work and fabrication work and that sort of thing, we had a fuel oil furnace back there. So, but that's what we heated back there with. But anyways, I remember one time, I had the job of going out and loading the pickup truck full of firewood, pulling it in the garage, and unloading it in the garage, stacking it. He had a place where he stacked the firewood. So me and a friend of mine, been friends forever, Bill, we went out there and proceeded to load this pickup truck up with firewood. As you can see, this is a mess. So we're loading this pickup truck up with firewood. We get into this competition about who can sling the firewood in the back of the truck the best. So he slung one in there, and I said, "That shit." I said, "That ain't nothing. You watch this. I'll show you how to do it." Well, I slung this piece of firewood, and it bounced off the side of the pickup. Now, mind you, now this was an old pickup. We got off a Farmer Friend a long time ago, but Jesus, it was one of those camper special Fords. You could put a lot of firewood in that thing. So anyways, I said, let me show you how to do her. So I took that piece of firewood and slung it, and that thing glanced off the top of the bed and went right through the back glass of this pickup truck. It landed up off there in the floorboard of this truck. So we're standing there and we look at each other and we're like, oh shit, now what? Because now the shit's going to hit the fan. If anybody knows what I mean, you know what I mean. So we just proceeded to finish loading the pickup truck. We went up there and backed the truck in, and Dad he didn't even notice it. Unloaded the pickup truck, pulled the pickup truck outside and left it. So I don't know how much time went by. A little bit of time went by. All of a sudden, we seen him go out there to get in this truck. I don't know what he was doing. We got in this truck, throwed it in reverse. I don't know if I'm sure you know what I mean. Anytime you in a pickup truck with a bench seat or whatever, you throw it in reverse, you're kind of naturally throw your right arm up on the back of the seat and then turn around and look where you're backing, right? Well, we watched him. Well, he he got in there and put that truck in reverse, went to back up and threw his arm up there on the back seat like you normally would. Well, you kind of, sometimes you'll hit the back glass with your arm or whatever. Or his arm, everything went through the back glass, right? Because there was no glass in it. Oh, shit, you should have seen the look on his face. So then, here he come. He said, does anybody have any idea what happened to the back glass of that pickup truck out there? Nobody will say nothing. He'd say, must be another one of them damn mysteries. Nobody knows nothing. So we took and found an old Lexan back glass of an older race car. I mean, an older race car. It was up in the storage unit there, or not unit, but upstairs in the storage. So we found that piece of Lexan. We took it out there. He didn't really care at that point. So I think we put that thing in like in two different, two pieces. Silicone to crack up, because it was just an old pickup truck that we used there around to haul firewood and stuff. So it didn't matter. But the point of the matter is, he wasn't very happy about it. So as I'm telling these stories, after a while, when you get older, you tend to, sometimes it hits you and you think, no wonder he was the way he was. To have to put up with heathens like me and my brothers. I think I was the world's worst, to be honest with you. But I remember another time we was cutting wood across the street, and Dad's place is on Route 40. So we would cross there, and all of a sudden we got up there in the woods, and he's sitting there by the pickup truck, and he's got this cardboard box in the back of the pickup truck. And he says, hey boys, come over here and look in this box. What is this? So we go over there and look in this box. Here at the bottom of this box is covered with marijuana, right? So we told him what it was. I said, well, hell, that's marijuana, Dad. He says, it is. I ain't never seen that God blessing stuff. You know, some ain't what he said, but I try to keep my words to a minimum on the bad words anyways. So I said, what are you going to do with it? He said, I don't know. I don't know what the hell to do with it. So as a couple weeks went by, that box sat in the garage for a couple weeks. All of a sudden, it was gone. I said, what happened to that box of marijuana that you found, Dad? He says, I took it to Columbus and give it to one of them guys over in Columbus. I didn't want it over here. So yeah, I mean, how in the world, what's the chance of finding a box down in the ditch along Route 40? And it was covered probably, I don't know, a couple inches in the bottom of this box. And the box was probably, I don't know, a foot square box, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, and then we'd get up there and get to cutting wood. And Dad was terrible with a chainsaw. I mean, he just didn't pay no attention what the hell was going on or who was around him. So he had a friend named Frank, and Frank would always help him. You know, Dad would cut limbs, and Frank would pull the limbs back and stack the brush up somewhere, and then like pull smaller, you know, pieces that you could still cut into firewood, but you could still pick up. He'd pick those pieces up and set them on another log, and Dad would cut them in firewood lengths, and so on. Well, Dad, you got to be careful because Dad, you know, Frank was feeding him them logs. Well, hell, Dad would get within a couple inches of poor Frank's hands, you know. But yeah, Dad was something else, man. But he always liked to do things the hard way, and he bitched and complained at me and Gary all the time about, you fucking boys, all you want to do is do everything the easy way. Well, I don't. Yeah, I guess there's some things you need to do and do it the hard way, but a lot of times anymore, I try to do things the easy way because I want to last. You know what I mean? I don't want to be burnt out or used up just because I did things the hard way. I don't want that, you know. So anyways, there's the fence. Just an update. As you can see, I got it cleaned off up to the barbed wire. But here's all the mess. I mean, it don't look like a lot, but once you start dragging it, because I'm going to have to drag it down to here. I was going to get the excavator and come down here and move it, but I just don't know what I'm going to try it this way and see what happens. We'll go from there. But yeah, as far as, I'm going to clean all this up here too, down to the gate. Up that way, probably all the way to the pond that I told that's up there on top of that hill. But I think it's going to wait because I don't have to tell you what you think's living in here. And I imagine it's something that's not going to feel very pleasant if it bites you on the leg. So that's where we're at. Now I put Maggie back in the general because I don't want her getting bit by something. You know, I'm a softie as far as the animals go anyway, so I don't want to take a chance on that. So me and Maggie's going to run up, I think, get the chipper and get things set up, and I'll probably put you on a fast forward on the chipping a little bit. I'm not going to bore you too much with it because I already put out a video about chipping, but we're going to go up there and do that, get it hooked up to the general and come back down here and set her up. Problem with it is the sun's shining right through here now. Here in a couple hours, there'll be a little bit of shade over there, but I don't know. I need to get started on this. I need to get this cleaned up. As you can tell, it's pretty nice here from what you can see. Um, I like being here. So stand by, folks. I'll be back shortly and we'll continue this on here in just a minute. I'm back, folks. Down there messing with that brush. It's got so many vines and stuff in it, it's really, you can't shove it through that chipper. It doesn't like it. You know, you get everything shoved down there in that little square and you can't get it shoved in there any farther. So I did some of the big stuff. It'll eat that big stuff pretty easy. So change of plans. I'm going to take the Bobcat down there, rake the stuff up. I got a designated area up there in the woods I'm going to push it up to and shove it over the side and forget about it. Just too much time invested in trying to get all that chipped up. Need to just get it cleaned up and get it over with. So stand by. It's going to get shovey, if that's the right word to use. Stand by. All right, folks, I'm back. As you'll see by the video, I got this cleaned up with the Bobcat. I thought I'd come down here and do a finish up video for you. That way you can see what's going on. And I'll turn you around. But you can see, got all that brush cleaned up, how much better that hillside looks. I ain't done with it yet, but man, for what I started with, it was a mess. Man, it was a mess. So there's a couple little stragglers here I might have to come down and cut. But I got, it looks like 99.9% of them. I didn't mess this up too bad. But the Bobcat, I should have knew better. That's the only way to handle that stuff. As you seen in the video, I took it up there and dumped it over the ravine. Still not decided what I'm gonna do about this part right there yet. Don't know if I want to take a chance on getting bit. But all right. Well, that's going to do it for this video. If you would, please subscribe, like, thumbs up, and share. And definitely leave a comment. I'd like to hear from everybody. So until next time, everybody have a great afternoon, and I'll talk to you soon.